You got like a lot of things don't exactly occur the way you hope for immediately. One moment. Aha. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out because I forgot some things again. Yay me. You're like when certain things still says you're not online, then when you are. Because that's how things work. Okay, itchy nose aside. Want to make sure everything's running perfectly though. So that's a story in its own. Let's see here. Okay, I really need to work on this thing. Like, why do I just put on the wrong channel? Error beyond acknowledged. Okay, let's see. One more check. As you can see though, I did make some little edits here and there. Well, maybe not much there. It's just some layout I just threw on there and hope for the best. On my back. I figured, I think I'll stop yawning. Anyways, I figured though, for the chat area there, I was going ahead and move it up a bit and make it like a little chat window, like you would associate with it, like a little RPG game. Of course, trying to find the right or at least a decent border or something though, because I used to have a border that would have fit, but that's lost now because it was on a previous computer, and that previous computer is no longer around. So to be tired through this stuff. Okay, you know, her AI Dungeon is a fun little RPG type maker though, in which this story pretty much makes itself, so to speak, though, or at least it tries to. I have made a little test video about an hour or so long. Apparently, I need to get used to certain things on it. I didn't even get around to checking if the one thing of mine, the lamp one, was good enough. What better to see here? But anyways, the previous story was called Random Thing Happens Here. Just some generic stuff that I put. Nothing exciting. So going to first we're going to try to speak good and clear. Anyways, for the first scenario here, it's going to be just a random little story. What will it be about? I don't know. Hopefully nothing bad because I made sure all the filters are turned on, so nothing, you know, inappropriate should come up. But I was playing the game. Okay, create scenario. Man, whoever this Larry is, I swear. Default Larry. So for the first little test there, we'll just random character, person though, who was wandering through the woods there, and apparently game forgot certain things, because I forgot to remind the game of certain things. So flashback kind of went all over the place there. On some of these stories, though, I'm trying to make it to where it does not involve too many people at first. Though, apparently the game really likes to dump a lot of people in there. I mean, it could be in the middle of a desert, all of a sudden, hey, let's have a party. Okay, let's see here. For this story, though, it's going to be random, though. Hopefully, it won't be too long. So for this one, I'm just going to call, yeah. I mean, maybe I should just left it at random. Just, yeah, just a random adventure. Adventure? I want to call that. Really. No, that's how you spell it, man. Days later, I'll eventually learn this types correctly. Huh? Okay. One moment here. Okay, let's see here. Let me just type in description. Okay, random. Technically, it's not even going to be an adventure. I'm just going to be creative mode, basically. I'll eventually get to the actual adventure story one day. But for now, this is just going to be randomization. I gotta make sure everything else is here. Okay, so let's see. Go ahead and start this up. Save it just in case. Oh yeah, I forgot I changed that though. Package. Let's see here. Should I try to do the Dark Forest again? Hmm. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't. I have the bottom part of this screen uh, cropped off there because suggestions just came up over here of what I was trying to spell. I was like, nope, that is definitely not the right one. Okay, let's see how well this works. Huh. Okay, so I'm going with this story though, since I want to just let the AI do what I just described about it though. Just keep hitting entering, and let's see what happens though. So this is a very long intro though that took me about 13 minutes or so. So I'm going to try to not to hit the retry button as often or do anything that would totally mess it up though. I just want to see how strange this is. So that means I'm just going to be keep hitting enter though until it's at least 30 minutes worth. And I'm going to do my bad version of trying to read it as a narrator. Because I have that kind of voice, which I don't. There it goes. As soon as I'm about to sneeze. One moment. Darn it. Anyways, it's like you want to sneeze, but you can't really sneeze because this won't happen. Okay, so I'm going to do is just going to read whatever it puts on the dough. This is going to be at least 30 minutes. That's the plan. If you're watching this as this is live, though, I do not have a title besides the generic title that I have. But once the story comes into picture there and this is published, though, there should be a title that basically describes what's going on. Okay, so anyways, here we go. A man decides to go for what he thinks would be a quick jog around the neighborhood at night. But things start to happen. He feels his leg giving way under him. His phone starts ringing. A car speeds by, but he doesn't see who's inside. He passes out. He wakes up in a cold sweat and checks all around. He is not restrained in any way. There's no one else around. The man is terrified, he but he knows why he ended up in this situation. He pulls out his phone to see a text message from a number he does not recognize. He reads it out loud. You, sh- you should have stayed in your own lane. He knows he's in danger now. He breaks into a run, but he isn't quick enough. Something hits him from behind, and he's no longer in this world. Wow, ouch. Another man hits his corpse as he lies in the street. Well, that just took a dark turn. Let's not kill the guy yet here. I'll just use a retry real quick here. Okay, let's try again. Retry. He knows he's in danger now. He runs as fast as he can. But the person or thing that has him in sight is too quick. Ouch. He feels thorns piercing his feet as his body is thrown against a tree. The thorns fall from his hand. He groans in pain. His back hits the tree. He feels his spine pop and crack. He finally managed to crawl out of the bushes he was thrown in front of. But now he is lost. The moon is the only light source, so he uses it to navigate. It's not long before he collapses on the sidewalk in front in somebody's yard. I really gotta work on that voice. Okay, where was it? He tries to stand, but he feels as his spine has been replaced with a rod of steel, and he collapses on the grass. This guy really likes to collapse a lot. You are dying. You are cold. You do not know where you are or who took you. All you know, it is nighttime. And you are dying. Thanks for the clarification. You try to stand again, but it's no use. No matter how much you try to stand, your whole body just went in pain. Man, this is already turning dark. Little tea break here. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on though. I'm trying. There's a man jogging around though. Next time he gets hit by a random car though, and now he's dying. He collapses. He's dying. He's collapsing while he's dying. Um, I didn't. I mean, there was a thing on here though to where the game wanted to flat out kill him though. I said no. It's not exactly kill him right off. Yikes. That's not a lovely story though. This is gonna be mostly about a guy who just keeps dying though and not really dead. Okay, continuing on. Your vision begins to fade. Everything is darkening. There's nothing left. But close your eyes. But one thought fills your mind. What happened? I like how this is suddenly becoming from a random man that's down the street though, or jogging to me, the narrator. One moment. Well, I guess I'm gonna eat real quick here. The fun part of trying to peel a orange juice, be careful because you get like juice in your eye or something. Yeah, why can't this be a happy story? Nap. Game clear does not like happy stories. Okay, moving on. I didn't hit the button, didn't I? Nope. Clear didn't hit the button. Hit the button. Something tells me I'm dying still. You are dying, but you don't know why. All you can hope for that whatever you are, whatever has done this to you, you will get justice. The justice you deserve. Yeah. Good night, heroes. Well, I think that's a quick story. Is this game or was this AI already ending the story? It's like, okay, time for a jog. Blech, I'm dying. I'm dying. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Okay. So I guess that's the end. This is a bad scenario, by the way. I'm telling you, this game has it out for me. So, and plus there's heroes. Hmm. It feels like that. This is more like what happened. Somebody trying to. No, sorry about that. It seemed like that some guy or somebody trying to do a beginning story though, and it's like, let me hit the keyboard and just hit whatever I watched on TV and such. So, what did we establish today though? Never go out jog at night because you'll be constantly dying. I expected something weird, like maybe some creature or alien or whatever to come attack him, not just, oh, you got hit by a car, the guy drove off, and now you're still dying. Hmm. Well, I think we're going to call that a short story over. I guess the moral of the story is watch where you step at or jog at night. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, let's just end this here. I mean, the story. Wow. Oh, wait, go back. Let's see here. View adventure, edit adventure. Yeah, okay. How does that train come by? This is a quick story though. It only took ouch, like about 90 it took about 10 minutes to do. Like my story. Don't forget I yeah. I think I might need to edit the title just a bit. I didn't know I was pushing right into oh there's a train coming right now. An actual train. Yep. This is gonna be the end of that. And while I set everything up for another random scenario, I'm going to mute myself because I don't think anybody wants to hear a train in the background. Okay, short story over with that though. Let's try a different adventure though because I said so. Hmm. New adventure. So let's see here. That was a nice, lovely 10-minute read though, which was probably actually like 5 minutes or 2 seconds of the speed reader. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. Do, 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 do. Random story number two. A random story That apparently I can't type either. There's a cat out here mowing its head off. Okay, so, what kind of story would it be this time? Randomly generated story. I don't want something from previous ones though, but maybe I could copy an idea that I was doing with the magical lamp area though. So this will be much fun, though, if I actually had more than just myself trying to figure out these stories though. Let's see here. Hmm. Uh, yes, this totally would make sense. So, okay, so story. Let's see what you do here though. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I also need to really come up with some rules and such that are like, hey, I can only hit the retry button so many times or undo or edit. Okay. Okay, for this story though, I don't want like a random bunch of group of people just appearing out of nowhere because but then again, considering where it takes place, okay, I'll allow a decent amount of group, just not poof. Uh I don't I don't want this game to have anything that involves somebody getting killed or death. So none of that though. What I want is something interesting though to happen. Maybe have it something normal. Correct first. Okay, so here we go. Story number 2. Let's see if this person learns anything of interest. Okay, AI, let's see what story that you can come up with. If I find it indicating that this is the end of the story, I'm not going to hit retry either. Here we go. Okay, what did I just say about a killer? No killing. Um, wait, what? Okay, I might have to make some edits if it doesn't make any sense. Okay, edit, edit. Actually, I probably need to go edit my own words here. 1 second here. That's probably why I threw it off. Oh no, I did that right. Okay, so it's this one right here. Maybe that might make sense. So, what do you mean me? It's supposed to be about the guy. Stop sticking me in here. Yeah, I really need to change that too. Okay, once again, though, no killing and no magic, big, huge groups like this is a band party, whatever. Maybe a few people. Okay, story. Let's see how well you do this time. It's gonna do fail. This is story number 2. What happens from here? We'll never know. Going on. Remember, no killing, or dying, or anything death related. A person went walking to a local park. He finds an item of interest. What does it do? Is it something normal, or perhaps something there's something perhaps there is something more to it? Guess you have to find out a way, one way or another. And you choose to go and investigate the area the item came from. Maybe you can find other clues as well. I guess I'm going to be the guy now. Okay. You you see and find yourself at the local forest, and it's there where you find a strange silver disc. You pick it up and examine it. Learn how to use it, and then use it to explore some other parts of the area nearby. Fix this mic. You, you get several messages, and when you check your findings, the device started sending you a notification of nearby events and other messages. It seems that it's also able to identify people as well. Just in case the disk isn't enough, I decided to take a trip to the local airport and look for more myself. Hmm. You sound the person over going to say. You now the person would find a taxi and headed towards the nearby airport to look for more clues about the item. Okay. Okay. You wait at the local airport for a taxi though, and sure enough, one arrives in a short time. It's supposed to be towards the taxi, not already there. Oh well. You tell him the address and soon find yourself in front of an old mansion. You pay the driver and head to the front door, which is unlocked. You walk inside and find yourself in a great hall. Okay, let me interrupt there though. I guess the door was already open. I'm going narrator. There are suits of armor standing watch over the stairs, which leads up to a set of massive doors. These suits appear to be holding swords, and some have what looks like advisors floating near them. Okay. At the end of the hall is a statue of a lion, which you imagine guarded the staircase. The advisors and statue's eyes follows you around through the hall. You head up the staircase though and find the room is filled with several couches and coffee tables. There is a desk in the far corner which has several photographs and partially completed letter on top of it. Hmm. You head over to a table and examine the remnants of a deck of playing cards. There was a complete court card on the table, but the rest of the have seemed to be cleared away. You notice a small silver box on the table along with a lighter. You try to pick the lock on the silver box, but you don't have any sort of lock picks. You need to find something to help you with that, or at least something more. You look through the desk and found a small bag of coins. You count out $20 and put them in your pocket because totally that makes sense. You don't find anything else useful aside from that. You notice a glass at the side of the room which you move to grab, and then you notice a card trick being performed by a person hidden away in a corner. Okay, that makes no sense. And now there's a guy just happens to be there. No, I refuse to be just a random person just sitting there. So let's try this again. Let's see here. Okay. You notice there's a small statue and a table at the near of the room. The statue depicts a warrior holding a sword with one hand and a shield in another. Yay! You have no idea what the statue could be, so you head over to the door and continue to look around. You notice a coat rack near the door, and you see there's some hats on it. You look at each of the hats in turn and find them all to be rather boring. I'm liking how this turns out better. You notice that one of them has a large feather in the hat. You pick up the hat with the large feather and examine it. You turn it over and find a card holder built into the crown. Apparently, it became a hat with a feather and it out to a crown. Okay, into the crown. Okay, whatever. You pull out the card holder and find a playing card with the eight of spades printed on the back of it. You put the hat back on the rack and then continue your search. You move to the next room and find it contains several paintings. The first painting depicts a small country road. There's a man walking down the road, cutting down a tree with a chainsaw. There's also a car parked to the side of the road where two men wearing ski masks are standing next to it. Man, this is a very detailed painting. I'm afraid to see what else is in that painting. The next painting depicts a stack of money with a man counting it. The next depicts another man preparing to throw a bag over his shoulders. The next one shows a man filling a backpack with food as another man looks on. This is a weird mansion. Finally, there is a painting showing a man driving a golf cart down a road, deserted road. You turn away from the disturbing paintings and move on. You keep moving until you enter the next room, which contains a large bed with several toys and a large painting covering one entire wall. In this painting, a young boy is getting his hands weighed in by an old tattooed man. Now let's try this again. That just seems weird. Oh, that seems a little bit better. You head into a room with and find a large safe. You have no idea how anyone would ever find it unless they were specifically looking for it. You look around for something to get inside of it, but you found nothing. You decide to leave the safe for now and move on. You head into the last room and find a large, ornate bed in the center room. Let's see. Uh, okay, I should be able to pin that. Okay. I hope he remembers it. I hope I did that right. There was a dress hanging from a stand near the front of a bed, and a pair of white leather gloves on the bed as well. You go back into the room with the paintings and look at them again. Why? They, they're starting to make you feel uncomfortable right now. You don't want to know what these men schemers were doing in those paintings. You look away from the paintings and towards the bed. There's something about that bed that's calling to you, almost as inviting you to go into it. You finally head over to the bed and start to go through the standard process of stripping off your clothes. Wait, no, I'm not. Let's try this again. No stripping of clothes. You turn away from the bed and walk into the next room now. Okay, let's totally forget about examining the bed. Okay, move to the side. You walk into that room and immediately notice a large grandfather clock. You look at the large old grandfather clock for quite some time. Yes, it's a clock. It seems to be broken as the minute hand is stuck at 1, 2, 3. You notice a bookshelf in a corner of the room and walk over to it. You see a few dusty books on the shelves and take the first one you see. You look at the titles. Okay, I'm just going to let you know there. If anything bad comes out of these titles there, I'm going to refresh it as fast as I can, despite the mode this is in. Quotations and fables. You have no idea why you'd read them, but you turn on the first page and begin to read left to right. Okay, I open the book. The man who lies about his financial conditions may lose his fortune. The man who lies about his moral conditions may lose his soul. But the man who lies about both has lost everything. Yes, thank you. You turn the page over and continue reading. Lying is the greatest vice. You flip ahead to a few pages until you find a quote you like. Ooh, what quote is this? You know what? Let's try a different quote here. That's a questionable quote. Ah, here we go. So you open a few pages though and find a quote you like. Lies and half truths are the foundation of all fraud. You close the book and turn to leave the shelf when you notice something etched into the spine of the book. It looks like a bunch of backward S's. Tss. You trace your fingers over the mark. What could it mean? You walk out of the room and head towards the front of the house. You notice a bowl of apples near the front door. You take one and begin to eat it as you continue to search the rooms. Okay, so you're trying to tell me I read a book, decided to go outside, find a bowl of apples, eat it, and went back in. Okay. After finishing the apple there, you head towards the back of the house again. You move into the foyer and turn right, heading towards the kitchen. I'm so glad no one lives here. As you walk down the hall, you notice a coat rack against the wall. To your right, you look and see a forest of coats hanging there. You notice a pair of men's leather boots by the coat rack. You remember seeing them just moments earlier, but now they're gone. You look back at the coats. You can't help but to be drawn to them. You walk over to the coat rack and begin examining the boots more closer. I swear. They are black with silver snakes on both sides of them. They're certainly fancy, but you don't recognize them. You look around, wondering where could they have gone. You notice a narrow space between two of the coats, and wiggle your way through. You lift the last coat aside and look at the boots again. They're so far underneath the coats. You just checked that there's no way they could have seen them, and you didn't take the time to look for more carefully. You reach down and grasp the boots. You pull them out, put them on the floor. You step out into them and wiggle around. There's no sign of anyone wearing them. They're a perfect fit. This can't be right. You stand back up and examine them in more detail. There's a thin wire running from the soles of the boots to the wall. You try tugging on it, but it's embedded into the wall. Clearly not a trap there. You look around to see if there's any other way out of the room, but you're surrounded by clothes hanging on the rack and furniture packed into every corner. I must be fascinated with these boots, I swear. You reach down and pick up the boots. There's no easy way to describe the pull of them other than saying they're like a second set of arms, except for on your legs. You begin to walk from one end of the room to the other now, and back again, pausing every now and then to look at the books on the shelf. Doesn't appear to be the right one though. Try you try sliding your feet into the boots. The soles are really sticky. You slide your feet out from the boots and drop into the floor. They don't break the surface, they're stuck on, but they're not embedded into them either. The boots are just really sticky. Ew. Hmm. Come on. But it's just right there. You're hardly in a position to turn down some much needed money, but you still don't want to do anything illegal. Muttering under your breath, you begin to stand up. I guess I like shoes. You're about to leave the room and you notice a shoe hanging in the corner of the room. You walk over it, pick it up. That's a pretty fancy shoe, and the heel is at least 2 inches. You walk back over to the hanging shoe. You never seen a pair of women's high heeled shoes before, so you have nothing to compare it to. As you step into the doorway of the room, you can see it's the kitchen. The refrigerator is completely empty, though you don't see any point of checking it out. You sure? You step around it and find out the room is quite large with the floor to ceiling windows on two sides. There is a large lounge chair beside the window with a fur throw over it, though, and a small table next to it. There's a sliding door on the far side of the room that leads outside. You walk over to a chair and sit down. No, I do not. Let's try this again. It really wants me to wear women's shoes for some reason. Uh, oh, here we go. There's also a large flat screen TV on the wall and a DVD player with a few DVDs next to it on the floor. The kitchen leads into the next room, and that is quite large too. Okay. There is a small pool table in the center of the room with a red and yellow cushions on the side of the walls for seats. Seems fair. There is a bar at the far end of the room, though, where several stools are placed around it. As you step through the doorway, you hear the loudest crash yet in the house. You walk around the room looking for the source of the noise, but it's very strange. The walls, the floors, and ceiling all very close together, and it's getting quite dark. There is no door to the room. You're not sure where that crash came from. You take a few tentative steps into the room, then almost trip over the figure in the middle of the room because apparently you forgot to turn the light switch. It's hard to tell in the dark, but there looks like a person lying on the floor. You shine your light that apparently I have on his face. It's not a person at all. Who could it be? It's a large animal skin with the head and horns removed. Must be one of his rugs. As you shine the light on it, you notice there's several more removed from the wall. An animal pelt? They look like they might have been deer or something similar. Hmm. Well, no, we're not dealing with any humans here. You think to yourself. As you shine the flashlight around the room, you see several other things. So, several horses' heads on a wall. You know what? Let's not get that creepy here. You decide to leave the room and go back outside because apparently I was already outside. Man, where was I in this house? Somewhere. Surely someone will be coming to check on Norris soon. Let's try this again. Retry. You think to yourself, you shine your light over to a room and spot another on the far wall. You cross the room, move closer to it to get a better look. I already came to the first dead end, so to speak, with this AI. It is an old-style game machine with buttons and levers set into the wall. It is on the other side of the machine. There's a large stack of coin bags. You step over to the machine and start trying to pull out the bags. If they are too far, too few of them for the price of the drugs you purchased. No, we're not doing no drugs. Okay, let's try this again. You cross quickly into the room though and grab a small coin bag. You count the money you find in there and found that the bags contain $3,000. Yikes. That's a lot of money though, just to have laying around. You decide to stash the bag and return to the living room. You enter the living room and find it completely empty, like every other room. You look around a bit and then you head back towards the kitchen for some weird reason because apparently now I have it. Anyways, and out the back door, you stop and glance into the next room over at the back door. That made no sense. Let's try this again. Oh, and there's another loud crash, by the way, apparently. When you enter, there's a loud crash from the next room over. You flinch and switch on the light as you hear another loud crash. You quickly shine your light to the left of the living room door. Though. To your amazement, you see a small safe sitting in the middle of the room on the floor. It is quite large and very heavy. Aha! There was another safe. You quickly head back to the kitchen, pick up a knife from the counter, head back to the living room, you move towards the safe, and take a deep breath when you notice a large knife has fallen onto the floor. Yeah, that made no sense. It must have fallen off the hook when somebody dropped it to load the kitchen editor. You can pick it up but it's quite large and heavy. But I just went into the kitchen to get a knife and I found another knife. I got two knives now. And I just realized I have a gauge over here. You decide it's best to try the handle and head over to a straight back chair. You grip the knife tightly in your hand and grip the handle. You pull yourself up and put your feet on the chair seat. You sleep. Look at the safe. Okay, hopefully nothing bad come out of this though, but apparently I got 96 out of 100. You take a few tries, but you manage to stand directly in front of the stick. You position your feet and reach to open the door. As you grab the handle, you look down and study the locking mechanism. It looks quite complicated, but you see a few notches on the handle. Something comes over and you find yourself pressing down on the handle. Swear at the moment. You hear the safe door slide open. You feel a rush of air on your arm. You quickly look in the safe and see a small bag has fallen to the floor. What kind of safe is this again? You bend down to pick it up and you see there's about 10,000. All right. In small clear bags there. It's really starting to look like a bad day. Who is this a bad day for? I just found me lots of money now. Let me type this out. I'm going to type this sentence out instead. Let's pretend we didn't see about the police part here. You should have gone back to the kitchen, take out your hidden savings. But you were too excited and getting about getting your hands on some easy money. You quickly slipped a small bag into your inside pocket and head back into the kitchen. On your way out of the apartment building. Wait, was I not in the mansion? Now I'm in an apartment building? Okay, let me retry this again. Apparently the doorway shrunk there. You quickly head back in the kitchen and check every pocket before putting your jacket back on. You find everything is there, but 1,200 seems to be disappeared. You not worried about the missing money. You would go and leave the mansion though. You quickly rush up the stairs to the front door, fumbled with the lock, and opened it. You hopped outside into the silent and quickly count the money. I hope this adds up. It is all there. You can only wonder how did it all happen. You slipped the jacket back on and rushed back into the room. Mm. What in the world's a bus stop? If you leave from the road, though, you would go back past the park, though, and then back home, making sure no one saw you leave the building. You walk away from the road and away from the houses or streetlights. As you get further from the bus stop, I didn't type that there; it did itself. And the sign of silence that you can only walk around in the dark again. Let me let me make a correction to that. There, Miss. I don't know what. Okay, let's try this again. I'll be quiet. Don't look at me, weird thing. Let's see what this says. No, I said that was the end. You do not add more to it, though. Even when you try to end the story, it's like, no, you're not ending it. You made it home just after midnight, had a bath before going to bed. You don't remember everything that happened that night, but you do know you woke up with a sore back and head the next morning. Let's see. Is that a proper way to do this? Oh, no, you don't. Okay, so, anyways, that's going to be the end of that story there. Well, that story lasted a little bit longer. Awkward. Lots of retries there. I'm telling you, this would have been better though if some people had stores there. So apparently, I entered a mansion that somehow became an apartment building, which had to revert back. And apparently, it was weird paintings, including what looks like random guys in ski masks next to a car. Yikes. So yeah, that's that story. Well, that isn't a long enough title there. And that was story number two: how I found an item that led to a mention and found money. Okay, let's see. Has this corrected itself? Oh, that seemed like a long story though. 40 minutes. Ah, yikes. Man, this is gonna be a fun part though to actually put this in the video description though, but hey. So anyways, that is the two stories for tonight's random adventure on AI Dungeon. I hate to be the guy in the first story. Yeah. Anyways, that is all for now. Thanks for watching me make sense out of random stories by using the AI Dungeon program. Um, I'll try to be back with this though as soon as I figure out more on this though. But also thanks to those who did stop by during the live though and just decide to watch it for a few seconds and wonder what's going on as well. Once again, I'll try to do one more video of this though and see how that turns out though. But if you like what you're seeing though, you know the usual things though. You don't have to do it though, but it does help out though. And I think that's about it. I really should have like ending credit, whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll be back later on though in this week though with another game. Don't forget though that on Tuesdays though, usually around 11 p.m. Central Time at night, of course, that I do have my Minecraft videos as well though. So if you're interested in seeing me trying to work on a building or whatever, be sure to watch that though if you want to though. And that pretty much wraps this up though. Who knows what the next two stories will be though. Hopefully they won't involve somebody getting killed or weird stuff like that. And that is all for now. Later, and don't forget to watch the previous video if you want to see what happened then. Bye. 3, 2, 1, over.